Mocking laughter rippled through the restaurant the moment she appeared. "What kind of waitress shows up with a broken hand? So clumsy," a man sneered as the young woman set down the tray with trembling fingers. Olivia didn't respond. She couldn't. Her bandaged hand throbbed under the weight of the plates, but her face remained calm, quiet, steady, unreadable. The restaurant hummed with polished luxury, chandeliers glittering overhead, velvet seats, wood polished so perfectly it mirrored every movement. It was the kind of place where people spent more on wine than most people spent on rent. And yet, in this world of glittering wealth, Olivia Harper looked simple. Plain black uniform, no jewelry, no makeup, dark hair pulled into a tight bun. Customers didn't see her clear eyes or her quiet strength. They only saw the bandage and judged. A woman dripping in diamonds leaned forward, smirking. "Sweetheart, maybe try a job that doesn't require two hands." Her friends giggled behind their cocktail glasses. Olivia placed each plate down with precision that contradicted the tremor in her fingers, but her jaw tightened just slightly. Just 2 weeks earlier, she'd stared at an X-ray in a doctor's office as the surgeon warned her, "You'll need another surgery. No heavy lifting." But rent didn't care. Bills didn't care. Survival didn't care. She'd walked away from family money long ago, the mansions, private schools, chauffeurs, the life that had been planned for her. Now she had nothing but grit, a broken hand, and a job that barely paid enough to keep her afloat. Still, she worked. A woman in a red dress waved her over dramatically. "This fork is filthy," she announced loudly, though the fork gleamed. "Honestly, you'd think they'd hire people who understand hygiene." Her date laughed. "That's what cheap labor gets you." Olivia placed each plate down with precision that contradicted the tremor in her fingers, but her jaw tightened just slightly. Across the room, from the shadows of a corner table, someone watched, quietly, sharply. He'd been watching her for a week. The customers saw a man in a button-down sipping water. The staff saw nobody important. But he was Ethan Caldwell, the undercover owner of the entire restaurant, and his eyes never left Olivia. Something didn't add up. Her posture, her calm under fire, her precision. She moved like someone trained to survive storms. Servers nearby whispered cruelly. Probably in debt. Probably abusive boyfriend. Probably trouble. Olivia heard it all and stayed silent. The manager, Carl, a man with a permanent scowl, leaned close. "You spill one more thing, you're out, short-staffed or not." She nodded. No argument, no emotion. But Ethan's gaze narrowed. He'd run restaurants long enough to know the difference between clumsy and controlled. The night built like a storm. Sneers, insults, whispers, judgment. A man in a tailored suit shouted across the dining room, "Hey, clumsy, don't drop my steak." She didn't flinch. "I haven't dropped anything yet, sir." Even Ethan paused at that. Calm, factual, fearless. But the moment everything changed came fast. A group of drunk rich boys shattered a bottle on the floor, laughing as glass sprayed everywhere. One shoved Olivia as she approached. She fell hard. Her bandaged hand skidded across broken glass. The restaurant burst into laughter. "Useless! Can't do anything right." She rose slowly, face blank. But when the biggest guy lunged at her, she moved. Quick, clean, precise. She grabbed his wrist, twisted, and slammed him onto the table in one fluid motion. His friends froze mid-laughter. The room fell silent. "Don't," she said quietly. Her voice didn't shake. Ethan stood so fast, his chair scraped. He recognized that move. Training like that came from one place. The military. Carl stormed over. "What the hell was that? You're done." Again, Olivia said nothing, just walked toward the kitchen. Ethan leaned forward, his pulse quickening. "Who are you?" And then, everything unraveled. A delivery guy arrived asking for Olivia Harper. Carl snatched the envelope and hid it. Ethan waited until Carl turned and slipped it out. Something heavy rested inside. The next morning he got the call from a contact. Olivia Harper, former Army medic. Hand crushed while saving 3 soldiers. Medal of Valor. Recommended for special operations. A hero working for minimum wage while people mocked her like she was nothing. That evening, the restaurant was packed for a corporate gala. Power suits everywhere, voices loud, arrogance thick in the air. A gray-haired executive pointed at her. "Your society's trash, nothing but a servant." Carl nodded. "She's out after tonight." Olivia stood frozen, eyes shining, bandaged hand trembling. Ethan rose. He tore off his fake name tag. "I'm Ethan Caldwell. I owned this place." The room stopped breathing. He held up the stolen envelope and cracked it open. A medal dropped into his palm, gleaming under the chandelier. For saving lives under fire, while all of you sat here mocking her. He turned on Carl. "You're fired." Gasps echoed. He approached Olivia and placed the medal gently in her good hand. "You don't have to stay. But if you do, you're not just a waitress here anymore." She looked at the medal, then nodded once. Steady, resolute. The restaurant erupted in whispers, phones capturing every second, faces pale with shame. The fallout was instant. Carl, gone by sunrise. The executive, publicly humiliated when a video leaked. Servers who mocked her, exposed, losing sponsors and reputations overnight. Nobody said Olivia's name. They didn't need to. A hero had been hidden right in front of them, and they'd trampled her. A week later, during a rare quiet moment, an older woman approached Olivia with a gentle smile, and the next chapter of her life began.